The long-awaited fight is the 11th episode of the Babidi Saga and the 230th overall episode in the original dubbed and the uncut Dragon Ball Z series. The episode first aired on June 22, 1994. Its original American air date was October 31, 2001. It starts out with Mr. Satan talking to the World Tournament announcer of how they need to reschedule the champion belt ceremony and thinking about if they should give money to Android 18 for being in second place. Bulma becomes concerned about her husband. Majin Vegeta and Goku are now seen and are staring at each other. Then Majin Vegeta starts the fight by rushing at Goku and starts punching and finally lands one. He knees Goku, then kicks him to the ground. Majin Vegeta chases after him, but Goku goes the other direction. Then they both kick at the same time and electricity flies. Majin Vegeta headbutts Goku, and he is in control as he repeatedly punches Goku in the stomach. Then Goku catches both of Majin Vegeta's fists and knees him twice in the head. He kicks Majin Vegeta into a mountainside. Then Majin Vegeta gets angry, and they both hover next to each other about an inch away from each other's faces. They power up, and then the battle continues. Majin Vegeta and Goku both land a punch in each other's faces at the exact time. Goku's fist into Majin Vegeta's face and Majin Vegeta's fist into Goku's face. But Majin Vegeta gets angry and starts punching Goku repeatedly in the stomach. Then, he continues burying his fist into Goku's stomach as he powers up. Goku is powerless and Majin Vegeta knees him in the stomach. Gohan and the Supreme Kai go to next level of Babidi's spaceship and are challenged by many fighters resembling PP, but they are very weak fighters. Gohan powers up and all 10 are defeated. They then continue down to the next level of the ship. Goku is starting to get some punches in, and Majin Vegeta is getting some too. Goku tries to punch Majin Vegeta, but Majin Vegeta appears behind him and throws an energy blast into Goku's stomach. They then have an energy battle, reminiscent of the one they had when they had met. The energy battle is then cut to a scene of Goten and Trunks talking. The next scene has Goku, with his outfit damaged and hanging off a cliff, remarking the fact that Vegeta has been training for 7 years straight. Majin Vegeta then picks up Goku by the arm and throws Goku into a mountain. He then creates energy rings that are placed on Goku's arms, legs, and neck, which are then embedded into the mountain, immobilizing him. Majin Vegeta begins taunting Goku and using him as a punching bag at the same time. Then Majin Vegeta prepares to cut Goku into pieces, but suddenly Goku breaks free from the wall and hits Majin Vegeta with the boulders attached to his cuffs. Then angered, he punches Majin Vegeta in the belly repeatedly and is thrown into a cave, where Goku gets tricked and is put into a stranglehold by Majin Vegeta, and then a final flash Kamehameha struggle starts. They destroy the cave and continue their fight. Gohan and the Supreme Kai get to the bottom of the ship where the egg with Majin Buu in it is.
Trivia. Number 1. This episode picked up where Vegeta's pride had left off. Number 2. This battle between Goku and Vegeta begins exactly 200 episodes after their first fight uncut version. Number 3. The battle between Goku and Vegeta is slightly similar to Goten vs Trunks in the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament. For example, Vegeta takes Goku and puts him in a stranglehold in the air just as Trunks did to Goten. Number 4. In the Funimation dubbed remastered version, Nappa is still voiced by Christopher Sabat in the Vegeta's flashback rather than being redubbed with Phil Parsons. Number 5. In the Funimation dub, Vegeta can be heard using the Gala gun against Goku's Kamehameha during their brief battle in the cave. This was not present in the original Japanese version of the episode, and, in actuality, The pose he took for the technique was that of the final flash. Oddly enough, the same error occurs in Funimation's Dragon Ball Z kind dub of the scene, despite their overall more accurate dub. Number 6. This episode's English critics mistakenly named Eric Dale as Trunks' voice actor instead of Laura Bailey. Eric Dale is future Trunks' voice actor, not the child version of Trunks present in the episode. Number 7. Despite the fact that Goku powered up to Super Saiyan 2 at the end of the previous episode, his hairstyle throughout most of this episode looks more like his regular Super Saiyan form's hair, most likely due to an animation error.
Magic Ball of Buu is the 12th episode of the Babidi saga and the 231st overall episode in the original dubbed and the uncut Dragon Ball Z series. The episode first aired on June 29, 1994. Its original American air date was November 1, 2001. At stage 5, Gohan and Supreme Kai descend Babidi's spaceship with one goal in their mind: not to let Majin Buu be reborn. When they make it down to the final floor, there is no sign of Dabura or Babidi, but the sealed ball lies in front of them. Then, Babidi and Dabura step out from behind the cocoon. Babidi tells Supreme Kai that he has waited to watch him die, and Babidi moves Gohan and Supreme Kai to the outside of his spaceship. The world appears to be Doka, and the most powerful force in the universe is about to be unveiled. The team look up to a cliff and see the Piccolo and Krillin statues. And now, Gohan will fight Dabura and Supreme Kai. Babidi, Majin Vegeta reveals to Goku that he let Babidi control him because he wanted to be evil again, as it is the key to his power. Now that he has lived on Earth for several years, he has learned to care for people, something he had never done before. He further confesses that over the years, he had lived in peace and adopted a normal life on Earth. He had a wife and a son whom he grew to love. He says he wanted Babidi to release his evil, so he can be free of his petty attachments, but Goku does not believe him. Then, Goku and Majin Vegeta continue their fight. Back on the Earth, Supreme Kai and Gohan are ready to fight, but then, Babidi checks the power meter and sees Majin Buu's power at full. Majin Buu will be reborn. Goku and Majin Vegeta's fight is still at a stalemate. Just when one of the two fighters seems to get an upper hand, the other one comes back and counters. Goku and Majin Vegeta do not seem to want to tire out after so much beating. The Supreme Kai looks on in fear, and the episode ends.
Trivia. Number 1. This episode picked up where the long-awaited fight had left off. Number 2. When the scene shifts back to the tournament stage, there are still tons of people here, even though lots of people left except for Chi-Chi, Bulma, Oolong, Yamcha, Marin, 18 and Master Roshi, when Vegeta destroyed parts of the stands.
Buu is Hatched is the first episode of the Majin Buu saga and the 232nd overall episode in the original dubbed and the uncut Dragon Ball Z series. The episode first aired on July 6, 1994. Its original American air date was November 5, 2001. Majin Buu's cocoon begins to erupt large amounts of smoke and steam. Dabura and Babidi smile in excitement for the re-emerging of Babidi's original creation, the being supposedly stronger than anything ever existing. Gohan and Supreme Kai also watch in complete awe, but instead of excitement, they feel extreme worry for what is to come. As the cocoon begins to crack, Supreme Kai orders Gohan to run away, as they do not stand a chance when the legendary Majin Buu will finally emerge from his prison. Gohan however refuses to back down, not wanting to let his father down, and not make the same mistakes he did when toying with Cell 7 years ago. As Supreme Kai repeats his order, not caring for whatever reason Gohan states, Gohan still refuses, and in a loud yell, begins to charge up an electric Kamehameha. As Dabura and Babidi wonder what Gohan plans to do, Gohan fires the Kamehameha at full power towards the cocoon. As Dabura grabs his master and jumps away from the blast, the beam hits the cocoon. But the cocoon does not move an inch. Babidi states any effort on attacking the cocoon is absolutely futile. However, Gohan keeps trying. Eventually, the cocoon flies high into the air and lands with a hard impact several feet away. As Babidi and Dabura look in confusion as to what might have happened, Supreme Kai gives a slight grin. As Majin Buu has not emerged from his prison, Supreme Kai thinks that due to being sealed up for millions of years, Majin Buu must have grown drastically weaker, and thus, Goten's Kamehameha was enough to destroy the monster. As Babidi begins to growl, thinking that Supreme Kai is possibly right, Supreme Kai states Vegeta and Goku's battle will take quite a while due to them being almost equal, so Supreme Kai asks for Gohan to defeat Dabura, while he takes on Babidi, and everything should return to normal. Gohan, however, not feeling incredibly terrified, feels an incredible ki level which is far higher than anything he has ever felt before. As he looks up into the sky, he spots an incredibly large cloud forming in the sky. As Supreme Kai notices this cloud also, Dabura and Babidi also glance at the giant cloud, as it begins to get smaller and smaller, forming into something else. Supreme Kai now also begins to feel terrified, beginning to believe that this cloud may be the dreaded Majin Buu forming after Gohan's attack. As Babidi looks on in extreme anticipation and Dabura looks with surprise, Supreme Kai and Gohan look in horror as the cloud morphs into a being, now forming what looks like a gloved hand. As Gohan gasps, the being is finally complete. An overweight pink creature, wearing a purple cape, white underwear, yellow boots with yellow gloves, having small black holes on its arms and head, also having a small antenna and two large rounded ears, similar to Cell and Frieza's. Majin Buu has now emerged and begins to cheer, now being finally free after millions of years of hibernation. As Buu dances, Gohan and Supreme Kai, still motionless while watching the odd creature, are now too late from stopping Majin Buu's arrival. The losses begin is the second episode of the Majin Buu saga and the 233rd overall episode in the original dubbed and the uncut Dragon Ball Z series. The episode first aired on July 13th, 1994. Its original American air date was November 6th, 2001. The show starts out with Majin Buu in the previous episode and Supreme Kai and Gohan in complete fear. Then we switch to the Goku and Majin Vegeta fight. Majin Vegeta is about to slam Goku square in the face, but Goku tells him to stop because they are the ones who released Majin Buu. They talk about Majin Buu and his ki, and Majin Vegeta says Goku is stalling. Goku then mentions, if they do not hurry now the rest of the world will die, including Bulma and Trunks. Vegeta then gets offended by this and tells him to shut up and starts punching Goku in the face saying, I sold my soul to Babidi, I'm a Saiyaman that relies on strength alone. They are nothing to me. Then having Goku scream and call him a liar while punching him flat on the ground. Finally, Vegeta gives in and asks for a Senzu bean so that it could work together to finish Buu. While Goku is rummaging through his bag for a Senzu bean as he and Vegeta are about to leave and find Buu, Vegeta hits him from behind, knocking him out cold, and Goku is reverted back into his normal state after being knocked out cold. Vegeta then takes the last Senzu bean and says he will stop Buu himself, realizing that it was his fault that Buu was resurrected, and decides to make the right decision by fighting Buu alone. Back at Babidi's spaceship, Babidi is telling Majin Buu that he would still be locked up if it was not for him. Majin Buu turns around and says nothing. After a minute, he turns around and makes a funny face at Babidi while shouting Buu. Babidi falls down and is gasping for air. Majin Buu is laughing. Dabura becomes angry at Majin Buu and calls him a bloated idiot. Gohan and Supreme Kai wonder what Majin Buu is doing. Then, Dabura tells Babidi that the original Majin Buu should have been stronger, but this one is weak. Then, Majin Buu releases steam and punches Dabura right in his eyes, gouging them. Dabura swings at Majin Buu but misses. Majin Buu kicks him and sends him bouncing and crashing into a mountain. Babidi praises Majin Buu. Gohan speaks about Majin Buu's plays around, and Babidi threatens to put Majin Buu in the bowl, and suddenly, Majin Buu obeys, so he can stay living. Gohan decides to kill Babidi, but Supreme Kai says only Babidi can rescue Majin Buu, and when he does, then they should strike. Supreme Kai speaks about a different method, but says it is too late. Majin Buu is told to kill Supreme Kai and Gohan, so Gohan grabs Supreme Kai and flies off. Majin Buu pauses and erupts out from a black smoke cloud. Majin Buu is then seen flying right behind Gohan, however the latter turns around, seeing nobody. Then when he looks forward again, Majin Buu is blocking the way. With Gohan stunned at Buu's unimaginable capabilities, Majin Buu screams "You drop dead" and smashes Gohan on the head. Gohan falls down unconscious and Supreme Kai is right in Majin Buu's path. The episode then ends, leaving the viewers uncertain of the Kai's future.
Trivia. Number 1. Vegeta knocking Goku out unconscious before leaving to fight Buu alone is very similar to future Gohan knocking future Trunks out unconscious before leaving to fight the androids alone from Dragon Ball Z. The history of Trunks. Number 2. Vegeta would later do the same thing to Goten and Trunks in Final Atonement before he sacrifices himself to destroy Buu. Number 3. This episode picked up where Buu is hatched had left off.